Good morning, fiber friends. It is Sunday morning, the day after a market. It is an absolute mess in here. In just a second, I'm going to flip my camera around so you can see just how bad it is. All right, so I got my wagon and a box of plushies in the corner. I've got all these bags and crates filled with plushies. Confession. Here is the very dirty vintage knitting machine that I bought last spring and still haven't learned how to use. There's some artwork that's still just like hanging on the wall since this room was painted like a year ago. Here is my very messy yarn storage. A big box of polyfill that stays by my desk, the big box of cotton yarn, and behind that is my frog or finish bag. Maybe I just helped you feel better about the state of your yarn room. I don't know if you can see that or not. I bought that blanket at Goodwill a really long time ago before I had a ridiculous stash of yarn with the intent to frog. I'm not going to frog it. It's beautiful and disrespectful, and I only paid $4 for it. So I think this is actually going to move to the bedroom with the other blankets because it is really cold out, and I don't want to throw it away, and I don't want to frog it, so I'm going to keep it. Checking in from the car because, you know, wanting to clean my yarn room and everything. Yeah. But in my defense, I do need these to finish a project. Now, do I also need groceries? Yes. Am I going to go into Walmart on a Sunday morning in December? No way. So I'm going to go to Aldi to pick up 2 things and then get back to cleaning up my yarn room. I'm gonna have to log into work pretty soon, but let me show you the progress that I have made so far. All right, so here's my closet, and I got my tables, wagon stashed away, chairs. The crates stacked up are completed plushies, and then just kind of random stuff that I take to markets. I have my giant box of polyfill here, another bag of plushies, a bag of yarn I haven't sorted out yet, some really pretty variegated yarn that I would like to use for hats perhaps. Well, not all of it's variegated, but a lot of it is. This is ugly yarn that I'm going to chop up to use as stuffing. And then over here I have yarn I haven't sorted yet, but some of it is nice. So, looking at the background for my videos, I am very proud of this setup, and I actually unboxed all that sugar and cream, or, you know, cotton yarn. So the cotton yarn is in these 8 cubes, pretty much sorted by color. That last one right there, that one is full of crochet thread. Over here, I have some plush yarn. This is kind of a use me first area. And then down here are just some like basic colors of acrylic yarn that I will use to add detail to the plushies. So, full disclosure, I still got this mess. This is going to become scrap baskets, and I still have that corner. And this is my desk. So, got a long way to go. So what do you think? I am like 40% happy with it. I think the white cubes behind me look good. There is still too much crap on top. I guess I need to do something with that. And this bookshelf right here is going to get replaced with my grid cubes. And you know why? Because I solemnly swear not to do any more markets in 2025. I'm going to get my stuff together, I'm going to get organized, I'm going to have more product, and I am only going to do high quality markets in 2026, probably starting with Front Porch Sunday if I get accepted. But I think if I'm going to be accepted, I need to have a website, so I need to start working on that. And I've got plenty to do. Just to get you caught up, I have been working on this scarf here and there. I am quite happy with the progress. I'm thinking this is supposed to be 28.5 inches, and I think at this point it is like around 20. I measured it the other day. I'm thinking that I might just go ahead and finish this ball and do a hole and make it longer, because if I'm not even sure like where the hood is gonna start, but I like a long scarf, and I like to be able to wrap it around a couple times. I don't know, I might take another look at the pattern. This is taking forever. Knitting on needles is extremely slow, and my next project to keep organizing this room is to work on some scrap baskets because I separated all my scrap yarn right there. Checking in from the floor where I am starting to sort out the colors and all my scraps. Kind of have a vision for green and brown stripes and how you make these baskets. I'm not going to use a pattern because I've done it before, but you just make a circle until it's the width that you want, and then you work your way up and then put a handle. Done it before. Easy. I am also pulling any like sunflower colors because I have this vision of making a backdrop for my tent with alternating Sunflower and Owl granny squares. That's going to be an incredible amount of work, but I also think is a great way to just like work down through all this yarn that I have, and I don't want to sell it. I don't want to waste it. I want to use it for something, and if I have 3 or 4 months to just work on product and work on making my tent better, I think I'm going to do it. So I will be back tomorrow for a Vlogmas episode about making scrap baskets. So see you then.